Now, I have two questions today. We'll be focusing on direct and inverse proportion. But first, let's establish an understanding on what is direct proportion first. Now, to put this in a simple way, direct proportion is basically the method that I've taught you in solving your ratio question. Okay, now let's take a look at example over here, all right? So the question says 1 tin of tomato costs 65 cents. How much do 5 tin cost? Okay, so usually in how we usually do our ratio method, we will start off with a table. So let's build up the table first. So I have my tomato tins, okay, and I have my price. So based on my information here, I have 1 tomato tin and that will be equivalent to 65 cents. So right now I have 5 tomato tins. How much will that cost? So to find out how much is this, we can use the equation method to solve this. So we can convert this into our equation. All right, and we can solve for x, which is going to be 0.65 multiplied with 5, which will give you 3.25, right? So basically, we have already know that this is the answer. Okay, that is how much it costs. So this is how we can do questions for direct proportion. You can just use your normal ratio way, which we fill in our table, and then we can form our equation and solve it as usual. Right? Now this is what I call method 1 huh? Now there's also another way that we can do this, and in fact it will be even quicker. All right, but just let me show you. All right. So over here, I will write over here, this is method 2. Okay, so I will fill in the same information first, my tomato tins and my price, and I have 1 and 0.65 here, and I have 5 here. Okay, now let's take a look at this understanding first. All right, now I have 1 tomato tin and it cost me 65 cents. All right, it cost me 65 cents. If I were to increase, all right, if I were to increase the number of tomato tins that I'm buying, what do you think happened to the price? Okay, so logically thinking, if I increase the number of tomato tins here, my price will increase as well, right? Okay, so that is actually what direct proportion is talking about. Okay, if I increase here, this will increase as well, right? If I increase the number of tomato tin, my price will increase. That's the meaning of direct proportion. Okay, so let's find out. Okay, so to go from 1 to 5, all right, okay, I will be multiplying 5 over here. Okay, all right, so over here, if I were to increase this by 5 times, I should increase the price by 5 times as well, right? So I should multiply 5 over here, okay? So which will give me, we have already established the answer, which is 3.25. Okay, so that is what, again, direct proportion means. If I increase by this amount, I should increase the same amount over here as well. Okay, so that is another method that we can actually do for our direct proportion question. Okay, but is this only all? All right, we actually have one more thing. Let me just show you this. Now let's take a look over here. I will use the same thing. All right, tomato tins, and I have my price here. Okay, so this is my 1, that's my 5. Okay, I should reverse it, sorry. So if I reverse it, so this is going to be my 5. All right, I just want to see this example. 3.25. And let's just say I have 1 over here. Now let's take a look at this example here. All right, now let's just say I swap the question a bit. I tell you how much 5 tomato tins cost. Now I only want to buy 1 tomato tins now. So how much will it cost right now? Now take a look over here, all right? From 5 to 1, I have to decrease the amount of tomato tin, right? So if I decrease the amount of tomato tin, the price should decrease as well. Correct or not? The price should decrease as well. So from 5 to 1, how do I get to here? From 5 to 1, how do I get to here? I will divide, all right? I will divide by 5, okay? So very similarly, if over here I divide by 5, over here I should do the same thing as well. Correct? Okay, because if I reduce by this much, over here it should reduce by the same amount, okay, which of course will give me 0.665. Okay, so that is what direct proportional means. Okay, so I will summarize this. Direct proportional means if you see the word direct proportional, it means that you can do it in your equation method, like how you usually solve your ratio questions. Okay, and for direct proportional, you need to remember, if I increase here, this should increase as well. Okay, and at the same time, if I decrease from here, over here, that should decrease as well. Okay, remember all these key information are telling you they are direct proportional. Okay.